Hello. This is Jack Light, Gaming Lawyer at your service. We're back again with the Great Ace Attorney. Last we left off, I have to remember what happened. It's been some time. For you, probably only maybe 2 days has passed, or even less than that. But yes, as I recall, we are in a pawnbrokery, right? Things are doing quite well. Nothing has happened. We are just returning a broken viola that is not ours and getting back a violin in return, right? With no compensation at all by our Herlock showrooms, right? Wait, Herlock, yeah, correct, Herlock showroom. So now something has happened once we have investigated the entire pawnbrokery, which feels very suspicious when there's so many things you can interact with. But in any case, let's find out who was making that ruckus, alright? Who is arguing? Sounds like there's an argument brewing over by the counter. Come on! I'm not sure who this is. I need to see the person, so this is just gonna be a generic voice. Come on! That can't be right. Have you even had a proper butcher's at it? I've seen all I need. It's a young girl. Oh, alright. She's back. Wait. Don't we know? I'm sure I recognize her. Oh yes, it's the young lady from Mr. McGilder's trial 2 months ago. Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer, earns her trust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What? His Irish. Top of the yeah, I have to say that. Top of the morning. What company called a pickpocket? Oh, yeah. She's wearing a jacket now. Gordon Bennett, you lot! Hello, Miss Lestrade. I hope you've been well. What? You remember me then, do ya? I forgot how her voice is like. I only know it's Cockney. Well, I remember being completely surrounded by smoke, that's for sure. So, what are you doing in here? As bad as it was before. Down and out like the rest of us. Nothing to eat. Come to pop that black weasel, sorry coat, have ya? What is it about this black uniform that makes everyone comment on it? Ah, good day. Unless I'm much mistaken. You would be the young pickpocket who stole our experimental smoke grenade launcher. Ah, Mr. Sholmes! So, you have something of value to pawn, do you? Allow me to see the article, and I shall negotiate with Mr. Windybank on your behalf. Bull the other one. I don't need no help from some stuck-up day. Get out of my business. Go on, or I'll make trouble for you. As you wish, Miss Lestrade. I will happily remove myself from your presence. Well, he's really done it. He's gone. I'm so sorry, but as I say, there is really no room for negotiation here. What is that thing he has in his hand? Some kind of metal disc? And you, go on, Leave me alone. Oh, Miss Lestrade, just pretend we aren't here. We shan't be offended in the slightest. Susato-san can really stand her ground when she wants to. Whatever. Alright, let's talk to her. Practice more of Cockney accent. I completely forgot how to do one. Somehow, I didn't really think you were the sort of person who would use a pawnbroker, Miss Lestrade. Yeah, well, I am, alright. I'm a Londoner, just like everyone else. Not a problem, is it? No, not at all. It's just that, well... Oh, I get it. Now I know what you're thinking. That thing... That thing... Is it right now? That thing probably don't even belong to her. Probably got it on the dive, did she? Yeah, I can see it written all over your cherry face. I have absolutely no idea what she's talking about. Well, I might have been thinking something along those lines. You're not going to deny it, Mr. Naruto? Alright then, I'm just going to come out and ask you straight. Do you pawn things that you steal from other people? Well, I don't know best to answer that. That, really, shut your trap, suppose. Sometimes. You're not going to deny it either, Miss Lestrade. But not this time, alright? I swear, that thing belongs to me. The disc that Mr. Windibank is holding. Perhaps we should see what he has to say about all this. Alright, let's talk to Mr. Windibank. Miss Lestrade's disc, can I know it? Mr. Windibank, what exactly is this metal disc that Miss Lestrade has brought in? It seems to have hundreds of tiny little bumps on its surface. Ah, this is a music disc, you see, for use inside a music box. In a music box? What? You don't even know what a music box is? Disc, you Eastern lot ain't too savvy, eh? I know what a music box is, I've just never seen one of these discs before. Right? The small protrusions on the metal disc encode the tune to be played by the music box. You simply insert the disc and set the machine going, and beautiful music plays. It's so incredible. Tell us, what tune is on this disc? Well, I'm afraid I can't tell you that. There are so many different types of music box. Oops. Let me go back and see what it was. You see, British made, German, Swiss. I've no way of knowing which particular machine this disc was made for. Ah, I see. And that's it in a nutshell. I won't have any customer for an item like this, even if the young lady forfeited it. Really, I'm already offering more than I should at a penny. That's a packet of lies. You told me it did. It said it was well. Who? Never mind you. It just ain't right, that's all. That disc's worth a good money. I know it is. Like, I'm trying to speak in trying to pronounce the word differently. Because that's how Cockney accent is like. There are certain words that are differently said. But it feels weird, right? It feels weird. Well then, you have to try your luck at another pawnbroker's, won't you? Ah! Alright. She's been in before, of course. This little tatterdemalion. What is that word? Tatterdemalion. I see. And brought some dubious article or other with her every single time, I might add. Dubious? What are you trying to say? I'm honest customer, May. So, is there something dubious about the disc she brought in today? Well, if only it were that simple. Sorry, what do you mean? What she actually brought in was a storage ticket. A storage ticket. So, Miss Lestrade has actually come to redeem an article from you today, is that right? Yeah, that's right. A girl like me has a lot of stuff what needs storing. Alright, yes, that's definitely dubious. The article in question would have been forfeited at midnight tonight, where she gave me the ticket for it and repaid both the loan and the interest. I was obliged to return the article to her. But what was the article? Do tell us, Mr. Windybank. The little scamp is wearing it, ma'am. Oh, the coat. It's the overcoat that she redeemed. Oh. What's wrong with that? It fits, don't it? I mean, it's mine, so of course it does. So, what about this then? How does it come into all this? This is something else. A new article to pawn, if the girl and I can agree a price. New article to pawn? I'm confused. I thought you said that Miss Lestrade brought in a storage ticket today. It's really quite simple. Yes, the child brought me a storage ticket and the money owed on it, as you say. For this heavy black coat which you returned to her care, as I understood it. That's right, yes, and rather unsurprisingly, as soon as the little ragamuffin put the thing on, she went rifling through the pockets. Oh, you mean... What? Don't you know it's rude to stare at a lady? I see. So it came from the pocket of the overcoat, did it? If you mean this disc, then yes, exactly, ma'am. And she immediately tried to pawn it. For quite a high price as well. This is rather suspicious, I think. Give it up. I'm trying to pawn something like anyone else would. Miss Lestrade, may I ask who deposited the overcoat here in the first place? Well, me? It doesn't really appear to be your size. Me old man. It's me old man's, ain't it? Is it, Miss Lestrade? Yes, this is definitely all rather suspicious. Everything, the suspicious word is all over face. Who is this? Out of my way, please. Who is this guy? Who's this picture postcard English gentleman? Oh, so posh. Wait, that music. Well, good day to you, ladies, gentlemen. What's your problem, eh? There's no problem. As long as you remove yourself, I've a matter to discuss with the proprietor. And if you intend to make a problem of it, I shall see you outside, little girl, for the hiding you deserve. Look, ain't it obvious I ain't done talking with him yet? If you think you're such a jet, you should know how to wait in line. Well, you are an impudent little brat, aren't you? As well as a pickpocket. Eh? Who are you? How did you know who I am? The question is, how do you not know who I am? You haven't the courtesy even to remember the faces of your victims, it seems. What? You mean from you? Broker. Yes, sir. I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you, no? Yes. The article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once. Oh my. Now that's a lie. What are you trying to pull? Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel. And needless to say, any music box discs too. Well, is this another JoJo character? Why do you pose like... No, you can't have it. You just can't. It's me old man's. Or it was. Now it's mine. Goodness, Miss Naruto. This is a very awkward situation. Yes. I think perhaps we should hear both sides of the story in a little more detail. What, really? Okay. Alright, is this related to the case that we're going to be doing or not? It seems so unrelated. Same good as well. True. It's true for as well as the previous case where we were investigating the landlord's place, thinking there was nothing in related to the case, but at the end it was. Right. Enough about it. Let's continue. Miss Lestrade, is what the gentleman is saying? What do you think? It's all lies, ain't it? Obviously. I swear on my life, I ain't never laid eyes on that dandy before. Let's hear it now, you little ragamuffin. You stole it, didn't you? That ticket you brought in here just now? No, I swear it. I swear to God. It was barely an hour ago. I was walking along the street, minding my own business, when this little gutterling ran into me. I knew at once what had happened. I've been robbed yet again, I thought to myself. Those wretched pickpockets. Yet again? Oh yes. As you can see, I am a man of impeccable style. This isn't the first time that I've been targeted by these back-slum scoundrels. Now then, relinquish my overcoat. Grrr. Come along now, Miss Lestrade. Give the good gentleman his coat back. If you're going to cause trouble, I shall have no choice but to call the police. Hold on! Why does everyone think it's me? Just look at this dandy cove, and you think I'm the dodgy one? I'm sorry, but no one's going to believe you. Well, what about evidence? Yeah. Where's your evidence that I've stolen something, eh? Come on, let's see it. Oh, I have evidence, naturally. You what? You what, mate? What you say, mate? Evidence that the article Miss Lestrade redeemed actually belongs to this gentleman? Of course. We need only consult Mr. Windybank's ledger to know the truth. We'll be able to look up the name of the person who deposited the article in the first place. Yes, brilliant. I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid that won't be possible. Oh. I never ask customers' names. That's a strict policy of mine. But why not? Well, now, as you can imagine, some of my customers have circumstances to consider. A great many of them prefer to maintain their anonymity. Yes, I see. But then how can you know if an article belongs to the person asking to redeem it? Oh, it's quite simple. Good sir. Might I trouble you for the watchword associated with the article in question? Of course, it's Professor. Yes, that's right, and all the evidence we need. This gentleman is the rightful owner of the article, without doubt. A watchword? Interesting. Are you saying a password? So, about these watchwords, Mr. Windybank. As I just explained, I never ask customers' names when they deposit items with me. There are many reasons why certain customers would like to keep their activities secret. That wasn't exactly a subtle glance at Mr. Sholmes now, was it? Great detectives have no dark secrets, none at all. Yes, well, anyway, that's why I always ask for a watchword whenever I accept a new article. In many ways, it's like the secret combination of numbers used to unlock a vault. The date of deposit, the description, and a watchword uniquely identify each item. And of course, then I give the storage to the customer. When someone comes to redeem something, I ask for the ticket, and the watchword. And if that someone tells you the correct watchword, you return the article. That's right, sir. Yes, just as soon the requisite fee is paid. And I have supplied you with the information you require already. But for the avoidance of doubt, the article in question is an overcoat deposited 2 months ago, on 15 February. With the watchword of Professor. Oh, perfectly correct information, sir. Oh! Really, this is beyond a joke now. There's no further room for doubt. Ugh. Right. Who should we talk next? Talk to this guy. Picture postcard gentleman. Excuse me, but who are you? One would expect the inquirer to introduce himself first. Though clearly you are not British, so perhaps our ways are foreign to you. Oh, sorry. Yes, we're from the Empire of Japan. We're starting here. Oh yes, Japan. I've heard talk of the place. Okay. This is another JoJo character. Its inhabitants live on some fiery, brown-colored soup dressed up with exotic spices. You might be thinking of somewhere else. What's the theatrical gesticulation about? Perhaps, anyway, if you are a gentleman, sir, you offer your own name first, before inquiring after a name of another. Of course, yes, I'm Ryunosuke Naruto. I'm a lawyer. Like, really, I'm a lawyer? Well, a student of law. Really? Really? Just trust me, you know. My name is Susato Toba. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's assistant. I see. My name is Benedict. Yes. Okay, before even I need to read that, I already know it's a pun for egg Benedict. Agate Benedict. Wait, enchanté? Is it French? Enchanté. Well, probably not French, just using that word. He's so refined in how he holds himself and how he speaks, but that name is suspicious. Yes, very suspicious. Now, to the matter at hand. Oh my god. My overcoat. Return it at once to someone with the style to carry it off. Grr! Every move he makes, every breath he takes, I can't stand watching him. Sounds like a song or something. I can't stand watching him. Right. Ooh. So, let there be an end to the matter. And thank you for your custom, Mr. Agate Benedict, sir. Damn, that is funny for some reason. With such reasonable rates of interest, I may even decide to come back. Tisk, this is why I ate grown-ups. Just cause I'm a diver, everyone thinks that makes me a liar. And the contents of the coat pockets, if you please, broker. But of course, sir. Here's a disc for you. Just this one? Pardon, sir? I was expecting another. That is, I deposited another. Another disc? Oh dear. I regret to inform you, sir, that was what deposited with me was merely the overcoat. The disc happened to be in one of the pockets, but I was completely unaware of it until now. So, Gatling, you're hiding more of what's rightfully mine, are you? Says who, eh? I don't know nothing about it. Very well. Are you gonna summon your stand? Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style. Wait a minute, that disc is mine. Oh, ugh, what? What do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood. You filthy animal. Oh my, yes, there's blood on the disc. It's because of all those sharp little bumps. Man must have scratched his finger on them. I found it first, alright? I mean, it belonged to me, old man. So you're not having it. Or you take it. Me? If I hang on to it, they'll have it off me again. So you keep hold of it. Miss Lestrade, I am not the court. I do not hold people properties and then decide who is it actually is. Yes. Just to clarify, if let's say this situation is actually much more common than you think. If let's say someone was, if there was an object, it was an item, an asset, whatever it is, there's a dispute of its ownership between people. Normally, the court will be holding that item while everyone is making their arguments on who it actually owns. So yes, there is a court process for doing that. I can't remember the exact name of it again, but yes, there is a name for it. But in any case, actually, we've reached our time now. The end of the episode. Sorry for that, but I hope you have enjoyed this episode. I do enjoy this right now. This new character is quite interesting, and yes, we're gonna find out who's what. How do you say? This disc. Who is it going to be? Who is the right owner? Damn my English. But anyways. Take care, stay hopeful, but be critical, alright? Alright. Bye.